Question number 2. I'm going to continue the app I'm working on, the Streak app. So this is basically to track streaks of getting some goal accomplished every day. So like, say you have a goal to exercise every day, you can keep track of how many days it's been. So have you been, exercising every day for the last 11 days, for the last 50 days, whatever. This is popular with creative people. A lot of writers do this. They have like a goal to write 1,000 words every day or 500 words every day. And I am using it myself as soon as I get it done for, doing stuff like streaming and exercising and eating well and so forth. So let's pull it up. Let me go to the main view and open up my browser and my code. So here's what we have so far. And let me pull open my code as well. I'll drag this over here to not cover up the chat, but we'll keep enough space here so that I can see what's going on in the app as I refresh it. So we've got just some hard-coded goals there. Let me go to my my index page. That is not what I wanted. Neither is that. Oh, that's a Tailwind course I've been going over. That's not the one. Here we go. So here are some hard-coded goals in the index page. Just threw them in. So like live streaming, sleep 8 hours, workout, don't eat sugar. This is supposed to represent how many days it's been. Now I want this to be like a snapshot where I can see in one screen without having to, paginate or have like some long streak completely wreck the skill of the others. So this is logarithmic. If you've done it twice as long, it only increments by 1. I think I may have messed up on that don't eat sugar one though. Maybe, let's see, I said 1/6, which is 2 increments. Yeah, okay. Looks more than twice as long, but I guess it is just twice as long. So we've got a whole bunch of these tasks here. As I said, this is just hard coded in. So the next step, I think, will be to maybe touch up the style a little bit, and then work on the back end of it. Also, shout out to Kid Keb. Kid Queb. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. He gave some great advice last time. I have set up Post CSS separately from Tailwind, but it's built in now, so I don't really need to worry about that at this point. I can move all of this configuration into my tailwind.config file inside the purge block. So let's do that. And I think I might be able to delete this entire file, or maybe not. I'm not sure. So I'll just leave it as is. And let's also copy this into the Tailwind config. Wait a second. Purge. Post CSS config. So that's a module exports. You know what? I'm not sure where that goes in the Tailwind config. So that's purge, but that's just taking the pattern for the purge. Let's see. Whenever you compile your CSS with node env set to production, Tailwind will automatically purge it. Oh, okay. So it's just when it's set to production. That seems fine. And I have, let's see, purge enabled content. If you want to manually control any styles removed, enabled true. Okay. I don't think I need any more of that. Although if anyone is watching and disagrees, please let me know. Oh, here we are. Process. Production. Yeah, that's basically what I've done. Okay, so it's just the setup has changed, that's all. Okay, looks good. So we'll go back to the app. I'll have to start it up. Okay. Okay, there's our streak. Now let's just add a really long one just for a placeholder while I'm working on this. We'll make another row down here at the bottom, and I don't know, we'll just come up with something really easy. Drink water, I guess. Drink water first thing. We'll make this. So this is logarithmic, as I said. So I'm doing it basically 12 powers of 2. So this is 2 only. So basically 1 is going to correspond to 1, a length 1 on the bar. 2 will be 2. 4 will be 3. 8 will be 4. 16 will be 5, and so on. So that's basically just the log base 2 minus 1 because I want to start at 1 and not start it at 0. So let's just put in something huge. So we'll say we've drunk water very first thing in the day 2048 times, which is 2 to the 11th. So that would be 12, which means we could go with full. Or actually, yeah, we'll go full. So width full. And drink water first thing. Drink 2 liters of water. Maybe that'll fit. Okay. So that seems okay. Maybe we want a little bit more space between these items. This seems a little bit cramped to me. So the easiest way to do that is just have a little bit of padding on these. Or actually, let's see. These are full height, so we'd put a little bit of margin on them. So it would be these TDs instead of full PL12. We'll also add an MY for margin on the Y axis. MY dash 2. Oh, that's not looking good. Why is, let's see. Because it should be on the row. No, it shouldn't. It should be on. Oh, because it's on the TD, so it should be the padding on the TD, because the div is inside of that. So UI2, and that's a bit too extreme. That's actually just, yeah, I don't like the look of that at all. Well, let's put them on. Let's put it on the div. So we'll match this, and yeah, right after inline block, we'll do margin Y direction 2. That's too much margin. About 1. That seems okay-ish. They seem a little bit high though now. So it's, let's see. That's a PL12. Adding left 12. That's basically what we want. The rows have a margin of 4. Maybe we could lower this one to 3 to make up for that 1 that we just added. I think that's a good idea. So let's see here. That's annoying. Okay, VS Code kind of the Vim mode for it is kind of clunky, I have to say. Like everything works great when I'm doing the Vim stuff, but when I want to do multi-cursor, it's all messed up. That still seems like a lot. How about just 1? I don't see any difference. I'm not even sure if this is updating. Okay, let's just take that off completely. Yeah, okay. So that margin must not have been doing anything. I want some sanity check though, just to make sure like anything at all is happening. So I'm going to change this text 4XL to text 2XL. Okay, looks like we're good. 3 better. Actually, we want that many on one page? Maybe we don't. I think maybe we just want the big bars. Okay. So how do we make this constrained a bit? I want to basically I want to make these a little bit thinner. I feel like this is too much overall spacing. Maybe it's not though. Maybe that's all right. All right, let's look at how to do rounding. I want to round the right sides of the bars. So round would be border radius. Border radius. Rounded left. Ah, there we go. Rounded left, rounded right. Okay. Excellent. So let's change this to rounded right. That would be the top one here. And be this div that already has a ton of classes on it. Say background is that. Rounded right. And is there a way to specify how much of it is? Rounded right dash. Okay, medium, XL, small. And if we don't specify any, how much is that? 0.25 RM. Small is half of that. Medium is a little bit more. Okay. So not saying anything comes in somewhere between small and medium. Let's set it to medium. Yeah, I think that's what I want. So we'll just copy that and we'll paste it after all of these other BGTils. Okay. That's all I want to mess with this now. Consecutive days, how do we get that in there? My one. Oh, here we go. That was from a bad multi-select when I was in Vim mode. All right. So now that we have all this, let's look at the backend schemas. So um, I'm not gonna bother with users for now. So we've got one concept, which is streaks. So that's core to the app. So let's just pull open a new text document here. Actually, doesn't even matter what it is. I'm just going to jot some notes. So schemas for streak app. So we're going to have the streaks themselves, and we'll have goals. Let's make the goal the first one here. The goal is going to have title, and I think that's all it's got. It's just a title. If we have users, which we don't yet, although just throw this in as a possibility for later, because it's always a pain to change the schemas if I don't think this through first. So if we had users, then they'll have their standard whatever, standard stuff, and goal might have a user ID, because the goal would be something that belongs to the user. And if we had lots of users and they wanted to share the goals, they wanted to check a popular goal. Yeah, I don't think we need to make it many to many, because we could still just go through all the goals and aggregate them by title and see if there are some that have been created multiple times by multiple people. So we'll just have the title and the user ID. Let's see. The streak. So the streak would belong to the goal. So it'd have a goal ID, and it would have a length, and it would have, it doesn't even need a user ID. It could just have the user through the goal, since the goal belongs to the user specifically. Yeah, I like that. Then we need the update, I guess, like the status update for each of these. So it's like, did you sleep 8 hours on October 1st? Did you sleep 8 hours on October 2nd? And so on. We could actually calculate the streaks from it, but I think we want to store the length of the streak anyway, just because it'll be way more efficient. So we'll have an update. Is that a good name for it? A report, a check-in, a status, because it's basically like, did they complete it or not? A completion, completed. I think I'll call it status, because the status will be about a goal, and it'll have basically completed or not complete, and that's going to be a Boolean. Okay, and it's going to have a date, right? Now, if we have timestamps, can we just use the timestamp? No, we can't, because I might go on vacation for a week, not touch the app, but then remember or have noted in some other way that actually I did work out each day, and I need to keep track of that. So we'll have a date. And anything else? I don't think so. I think that's really all we need, because this is a pretty simple app. So let's just generate all of that with Phoenix right now. So we'll do mix phoenix.gen. Gotta have a context though. So users would go in accounts, and I'm not going to build those yet. So I won't worry about the user ID yet either. And maybe So we'll just make a goal, streak, and a status. So those can all go in main context, I guess, or streak context. I don't want to use the same name as streak because that's already here. We'll call the context tracking. Actually, yeah, coming up with a name is harder than coding the thing, and probably less interesting to watch. So, uh, call it report. Okay. Actually, no, because I might want to add. So I'm always, geez, okay, kind of paralyzed thinking about what I might want to do in the future in some hypothetical thing. Even though for now I just want a quick thing I can use to keep track of stuff. So I'm just going to call it core. So Phoenix gen context core. Gen context core context, and goal is the name of the module. Goals will be the name of the database table, and then title will just be a string. We don't have user IDs yet. Okay. Then I'm going to mix, or I'm going to generate another, and I'm passing yes into it so I don't have to hit confirm. So mix phoenix.gen.context, core context, streak, streaks, and the length is an integer. And is that right? I should totally know that. I've done this a zillion times. Phoenix gen gen whatever. Um, that should pull up. I know about the migration string, privacy string. Just use the full thing. Okay, so I guess it's just the same as Ecto always uses. Length integer and goal ID is not there yet. Okay, so references. Goal ID, references, goals, and that's all we need there. Then do one more for status. And this one is going to take, you know what? I closed that too soon. I want a UTC date time. No, I think I want a naive date time. Let's check the Ecto docs. Ecto docs types. Naive date time. Okay. So our status is going to have a date, which is going to be naive date time. Actually, I don't even want the time though. I just want the date. Date, the date struct and functions. Maybe, yeah. I will just do that. Date is going to be date and complete bool and goal ID references goals. Context core status statuses will be the table name. Okay. Okay. Ooh, I'm getting tired. Yeah, so we've got all the tables created. Everything should be in the app. You know what? While I'm here, let's just add an IEX dot EXS. So that'll speed things up a bit. So dot IEX.EXS. And in here, what are we going to alias? We're going to alias our new context. So it's going to, name of the app is Unbreakable. And then the context is core. And alias core dot goal, status, and streak. So what this does is every time IEX starts up, I'll just have these aliases already done. So I can say core, unbreakable.core, excellent. So how about core dot, list statuses. That's going to be nothing. Yep. I should probably have checked those migrations before I ran them. Let's just make sure that it's not crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to remove those. So I definitely want an index for complete or not. So because we're gonna be checking to see all the complete statuses. Fit mode back there. So complete and date. Yeah, I think I want to index the date as well. Well, I don't know. So I could definitely want to check because we might want to run some report of like, how many times did you get it complete? Dates are going to be so uncommon comparatively. Then again, complete doesn't buy us much. Yeah, not gonna create that index. Complete boolean default false on delete. If you delete a goal, then we should delete all. Because it doesn't make sense to keep track of your history of meeting a goal or not after you've deleted the entire goal. And what else do we have? Oh, I think it would be nice to have whether if a goal is active or not. That makes a lot of sense to me. So I'm going to add one more here. Okay, that's going to require changing the schema for goals as well. Wait a sec. Status is never going to be active. Goal is going to be active. So let's delete that and put it in the goal. Yeah. So Command B to come over here, streaks, goals. Okay, paste that in there. And I think we do want to index the titles just so we can find the popular ones, if nothing else. Or just so we can look up, or so we can have a page that uses them as a slug or something. Create. They're not unique though. Just normal index of goals, and we're going to be keeping track of the title. Right. Okay. If the goal is deleted, we don't care about the streaks for it anymore either. So delete all. Okay. Okay. Close that, close that, close that. And we're going to add active. You know what? Let's call it is active. And that means let's also go back to migration for goals, change it to is active. Okay. Is active. And we're going to cast is active. We're not going to try it. We're not going to require it though, because that's just going to default to true. And our status. Let's also cast the goal ID just to make it easier to update that goal ID. And we're not going to require that. Actually, yeah, we should. Because if we don't, it doesn't make any sense to be like, I failed on November 3rd without saying what you failed on. So we're going to require the goal ID. And same thing here. Okay, let's drop the database and rebuild it. Mix ecto.drop and mix ecto.setup. Let's see here. Undefined function create index. Okay. ix-s mix phoenix.server to start it up again, and also, more importantly, get our REPL up so we can start poking around. So let's just make a goal. And I didn't create templates to make stuff. Maybe I should have. Maybe that would have made more sense if I had just generated everything. Yeah, I think it does. So much so that I'm just going to... Am I going to blow everything away? Maybe. Yeah, I don't even have controllers. Yeah, let's do it. So we'll just remove all the stuff that got added by the generator. So that's going to be core. And that's going to be that core. It's going to be all these migrations. And it's going to be all the tests related to core. And it looks like that's all we have. Okay. And we'll go back to these contexts that we created, and we're going to change this to HTML. And we'll change this one to HTML as well. Streak. No. Nope, 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 nope. I'm gonna redo this because I just ran it. I just ran the generator without adding the field I'd already decided I wanted to add, and I just added it to all of those things, all of the layouts and templates and everything. So just let's just give this one more try. Thank you for following, whoever that was. I'm kind of amazed, given my kind of tired babbling here, but let's do this one more time. So we're going to generate our goal, context, core, goal, goals, title, and is complete. Is going to be Boolean. Creating a new one. No, shouldn't even have that context. Okay. So we created our goal, and now streak is going to be streaks, integer, goal references goals. Okay, that's fine. This will be HTML. And status also. Status complete. Did I just add is complete to the... I think I just added that to the goal. Let's check that out. Yeah, I did. That should have been is active. Fortunately, that's a really easy fix. Goal migration. What do we have? 4. Okay, is complete. That should be is active. Yeah, and then we'll make the index for the title. Again, create index, goals, and title. Save that. Goal ID, length, streaks. Okay, that looks fine. Let's just change this to delete all. And same kind of deal here. No, that was not what I wanted. Delete all. Null false. This should be is complete. Okay. Index status is goal ID. That looks good. Default false. Also good. Should be default true. Okay. Now we'll go back to goals. And not the migration. Goal.ex. Make that true. Status. We'll add goal ID here. This is just so that it's possible to change it with our change set and goal ID because it's required. And streak, we've got the exact same thing. Okay. Now, let's re-roll the database. Mix ecto.drop. It's ecto.setup. Then we'll start the app. And now we should be able to just start changing stuff from IEX. So let's make sure we have everything aliased. We do. That's great. So let's create a new goal. We'll call this one live streaming. So it's going to be core.create. Yeah, create goal. And title is going to be live streaming. Excellent. Then we'll create a streak for it, or yeah, we're not going to bother with statuses yet. We'll create a streak for it, which we could just do in the templates that I just generated. So that'll be streaks, or not. Oh, I didn't add those to the router. Live dashboard. Okay. So we want to have resources. In fact, we should have the exact line that we were supposed to add after the generators. Resources, statuses, status controller, resources, goals, through the goals controller. What was the other one? It was streaks. Those should all be singular controller, right? Which one is undefined? The goal controller is undefined. Really? Goal controller test, okay. Really? I must have not run the HTML generators. That must be what happened. Well, that's a bummer. This is probably a really bad idea, but I wonder if I can just run this and say no to everything. Oh, no, I can't. Okay. I don't want to mess with that right now. We've got streaks, which is the one I wanted to add. I'll just write the I'll write the templates myself for goals. Okay, so make a new streak, and this is it's got nothing for the goal ID. You know what? I'm not going to use that. I'll just go back here and we'll just do it in IEX. So for the goal, this is just to get something on the screen that's being pulled from the database. So streak. Yeah, so core dot create streak. And this is going to be goal ID number 1 because we only have one goal. And the length is going to be 64. So that means we should have a streak of 64 days of live streaming. Keyword argument must be followed by space after. Yes. Yes, it must. Okay. So core.list goals. We have one goal. And let's associate these in Ecto now. So statuses, instead of goal ID, we're just going to say belongs to goal. None of it's aliased, so belongs to unbreakable.core.goal. And goal itself has many statuses. Has many statuses. Okay, undefined. Module unbreakable web. Should just be unbreakable. Must have been a bad autocomplete. No, that's right. Unbreakable.core.goal. What's wrong? Oh, the goal controller is not available. That's not a new thing. Okay, so we're listing goals, and let's also alias repo.iex.exs. Repo.preload, so we can load the related statuses. Except there are no statuses yet. I just created a streak. So let's go to streak. Actually, let's go back to goal. It's going to be almost the same thing. So just copy paste streaks, and we'll go to streak, and in streak, we'll change this goal ID field to belongs to streak. Belongs to goal. And then we can do a the name of the module. So that's going to be unbreakable.core.goal. Perfect. So I want to preload streaks. And we got none. You know what? It's not has many. It has one. Goal has one single streak. Repo is not available. How is that? Probably because I hadn't added that to the .iex.exs when this was created. So that another try. Yes. All right. Now we have the streaks, or the one streak per goal, loading up with the goal. Very nice. Now let's look at status. I think be nice to get that done as well. Do we have statuses? I forgot. S0.complete does not exist. Let's go to status. Right, should be is complete. Compile. Yes, very nice. New status. Oh, all right. So I'm just going to throw in some random statuses. So we'll say October 31st. It was complete. Now this is still going to need a goal ID though. We should get an error here that says, yeah. That's a bummer. Can Ecto, I believe Ecto can just take a string directly and convert that to a date as long as it's a well-formed one. So let's do exactly that. So we'll say core.create status. This is going to be for goal 1, goal ID 1, and date is going to be 10/31/2020. Is complete. True. Date is invalid. Year, month, day. So year, month, day. Oh, that's just how we do it in Taiwan. Perfect. Year, month, day. There we go. So now let's go to our context for core. So core context, and we'll go to get for a goal and just preload that stuff automatically. So get goal. Repo.preload. Statuses and streak. not going to do this right now, but I think at some point I probably want to have the change set that handles, or no, not the change set, but have the context function that updates a streak. No, the change. At some point, I want to have the context function that updates a status automatically calculate the streak for the same goal. So, like anytime you put in a status, like a current status, if you put in a status that's the newest one so far and is complete as false, the streak should go to 0. Otherwise, we should calculate what the actually. Otherwise, we should just increment the streak by 1. I think that would be the simplest way to do it. But for right now, since I'm focused more on the front end part of it, I just want to update the streaks directly and then put those on the screen. So we've already got one goal with one streak. Let's just go back here and make this page load that instead of these dummy data. I'll do it. I do kind of want to copy these. Whatever. I just came up with them. Doesn't matter. So page. It's called index. There are a zillion of those, but this would be page controller index. Page index. There we go. Okay, so the first, just the top of the table, we'll just make a TR for every single one of the goals that we have. And to do that, it would be really nice if we were in a goals page instead of the index page. So let's make a new one. We'll just make it the goals index page, I guess. So we've already got an auto-generated one here. Or not, because we don't even have a goals controller. All right. That's easy enough to fix though. So we'll go to controllers and we'll basically just copy the index from our streaks, the index and the very top. Goal controller. That end there. Format the document. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'll deal with that later. Okay. That'll get all the goals from our database, I believe. Okay, what's our issue here? Our issue is probably that there's no view. Oh, we do have a view. Okay, we have a goal view right there from the first time I generated and then threw away the templates, or threw away the context that had everything but the templates. So we'll have to make a templates directory for the goal. Right. And this one, index.html.eex, this one will start with just everything that was in that page template. But this one won't be dummy data. This one will be actual live data. Okay, so let's try that again. Router, let's see. Controller is not available. Let's recompile. Goal controller is not available. Should be. Goal controller, web. It's fine. Let's restart IEX. Oh, yes. Got to, I forgot to put the first part of the module. So okay. So that's just like what we have on the index. Whoa. So it's just like what we had on the index page, but we're passing in all the goal data. So we will be able to make it live. Let's just print it out here. So we'll say inspect goals. Very nice. Okay, so now that we've got goals, we can just do a for goal in goals. For goal in goals do and end. And inside of here, we'll just take this as a template. So here, we'll just do the goal title. Goal.title. What's wrong? Goals for goal. Goal and goals. I've got the wrong syntax. That is probably a sign that I should just go to bed. But I want to get this just a little bit further. Just want to get everything pulling from the database. I'm going to look at my own tutorial. let's see, probably the cards. Yeah, deck generation, Pythagorean triplets, and more. For our ranks, comma do. But that's a one-liner. Yeah. That looks fine. Oh, it's a module attribute. So yeah, that's a problem. Already did compile. All right. And there we go. Live streaming is on there twice. And if I had a second goal, which will be pretty easy to add, then we should see a duplicate. So core.create goal, we'll call that, we'll just make that one workout. I'll just add exactly what was in the list. So title is going to be workout, and that's all we need. Yeah. And now we see that one as well. Awesome. So we'll add 2 no sugar. Two liters of water. Okay. And why am I not seeing all of those? So let's just do core dot list goals. Looks like we have 1. How is that possible? 2 liters of water, core list goals. That's not right. There is no goal number 1. Doesn't have an associated streak. Shouldn't need one. Has 1 streak. Yes. That looks more reasonable. Okay. So now we should see all of them. Okay. That one is annoying. So that's number 4. Um uh goal 4 is core.get goal 4. Yeah, we'll update it. Update goal number 3 with title 2 liters of water. Okay, that's good. Now I'll just throw away all the dummy data. I can find the appropriate index field, index file. Yes. Now there's one more thing I want to do, and that's pretty key, and that is I want to dynamically show the correct length on these based on the streak. So just getting the streak number is super easy. This number is going to be the goal dot the streak dot length. So we'll do that. We'll say goal. It's singular goal. Let me just set this up so it wraps so I can see what's going on. So goal dot streak. Why is it streaks? It should just be streak dot length. May have to fix something here. Yeah, let's go to goal again. Statuses has one streak. Streak is not loaded. It's in the context function. So in the context file. So statuses and streak. That's fine. That on a separate line. Let's go to, you know what, if it's a separate line, I want to change it to this syntax. Let's go up to the previous one, list goals. Yeah, let's just take that same preload and put it there. So I'm just going to yank to the end of the line and boom. Length nil.length 0 is undefined. Yeah, because every goal has to have a streak if I'm looking for it there. And I think that's reasonable. I think there should be a streak calculated every single time. So let's just get all the goals again. Goals, and I'll just cache them. Goals equals core dot list goals. That's gonna fail. No, that's not gonna fail. They're just nil. Okay. So we need to make streak for goal number 2 and for goal number 3. So create create streak for goal ID number 2, and the length is going to be a lot. Let's just set the length to 1,312. And then let's do one for goal number 3, and we'll give that a length of 17 days. Nil.length. Which one was that on? So one has a streak. Oh, one has a status, but not a streak. Oh, one has a status and a streak. 2 has a streak. 3 does not have a streak. Why not? Create streak, goal ID 3, length 17. That looks pretty good. Goal ID 2, goal ID 1. Oh, looks like this didn't create a streak. We good now? Let's just as a sanity check, let's just look at the streaks of each of these. Okay. Okay, so this should now load. Okay, so we're printing the numbers, and we've got the bar showing. Okay, so this person has worked out 7 or 1,312. So it's like every day for 4 years straight, but has a harder time remembering to drink 2 liters of water in a day. I like it. To get the length of one of these, so I said this is a log base 2 system. So if you've done it one day, you should have this long of a bar showing. If you've done it 2 days, it should be twice as long. If you've done it 4 days, it should be 1 segment longer. If you've done it 8 days, it's 1 segment longer. That way we can handle these huge numbers and everything just kind of matches. And it also gives you more motivation to push hard at the beginning. So our formula for that is going to be log base 2. And I don't even know if there is a built-in Elixir function for a log 2. I bet there is an Erlang though. Log 2 function. Elixir. Elixir math module. This is not built in. Erlang math. Is that it? Log 10, log x, log 2. There isn't one in Elixir? I have difficulties believing that. What? This is another thing that I should totally not have to look up, but I forget. Yeah. Oh, right. It's the atom at the beginning. So wait. So I had that log 2. Oh, it's probably math dot log 2. Yeah. Okay. So the formula we want is going to be math dot log 2 of whatever number minus 1. I think. So let's just make a function like that. So we'll say length bar length equals function of x and returns math dot log 2 of x minus 1, and we'll see if that looks reasonable. So bar length 2. So I want this, maybe it has to be plus 1 actually. So I want this to be a length of 1. Yeah, that should be plus 1. So they always say the worst problems, the hardest two problems in programming are cache invalidation, naming, and off by 1 errors. Okay, so if it's 1 day, we get a length of 1. 2 days, we get a length of 2. 4 days, we get a length of 3. 10, 24 days, we should get a length of 9, or a length of 11, right? Off by 1 error again. And then 2048 would be 12. Except we want to have it be a percentage. So 2048, I want to fill up the entire thing. So it should actually be a percentage equal to what we just calculated. At 12, it should be 12 divided by this that we just calculated. Okay, so now 2048, that should be the full bar. That should be 1/12 of the bar. Yes. So then we would expect 2 to the 6 minus 1, so 2 to the 5 to be half the bar. Yes. Excellent. 2 to the 7 should be 2/3 of the bar. Ah, we have our function. Where should I put that function? I think that's going to go in the controller. This is a goal controller. Oh wait, that's going to be a function. Right. Maybe that should go, that should be in the view, maybe. Yeah, let's put that in the view. So goal view. Come on, autocomplete. Thank you. Bar length. Actually, just bar. Now bar length. Okay, then we'll go back to the index page. And this bar length is going to be goal dot streak dot length. It's still a little bit messy. Going to be bar length of goal dot streak dot length. Goal view. bar length is def blah 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 do. That looks okay. What did I get wrong in here? Let me open up my Reactor app. That's the site I made for the podcast I do. I just got a message. Let me maybe I shouldn't check that on the stream. Okay, so in Reactor, gotta check this though. One sec. Okay, we're all good. So in Reactor, I made a helper for showing the length of, or I made a helper for showing the number of comments in index view. So let's go to index view. No, let's go to all views. Comment view, comment URL. Yeah, that looks totally fine. Page view, the podcast view. Yeah. And when I use that, I was in the podcast index. Comment count string. Yeah, I just call the function directly. So what is wrong here? Undefined function bar length. I define it right here. Goal.index.html, goal view, unbreakable web.view. Oh, I misspelled it. Okay, yeah. Whenever the world just does not make sense at all, and I'm questioning something really simple, it's usually some kind of typo. All right, so we have we have converted these numbers into lengths, and that's totally not what I wanted. I actually did want the goal.streak.length there, .streak.length. What I wanted was to add a style here. This isn't going to work. I can't just use Tailwind for the width anymore because we have a fine-grained length as opposed to exactly a 12th or a half or a fourth or something like that. So we'll just add a style equals width is going to be the value we get from this. Now I know this isn't going to be quite right because this is going to be a fraction instead of a percent. So look at this. What value have we got in there? Width is going to be, yeah. So this is not what we want. What we want is this number times 100%. Yeah. So we'll go back to our goal view. It's going to be 100 times that. And while we're at it, we might as well just make this just give us the string we want, because the whole idea of this is to make a helper for a view. So we'll just return toString of the percentage and percent sign. Okay, and then so we've got a double %. So we'll get rid of this one. Ah ha ha, very nice.